then you will treat it more responsibly to the manifestation of their femininity, so that it does not harm not only those around you, but also you, including from illiterate use of this power. In other words, your strength lies in the manifestation of femininity. The more you show your femininity, the more you influence, so to speak, your surrounding world, because the manifestation of femininity is like love. Yes, it is limitless. Everything is built on it. This is the original state of any being. In particular, a person who originated from the female form. Therefore, it is impossible to fight with this force. It is impossible to defeat oneself. Therefore, you are initially in a better position in terms of some kind of social relationships or something else there. Because in order to somehow influence a woman, a man needs to put a lot of his efforts. In order for a woman to appear on a man, a light touch is enough for her. Even to hurt him very badly. Or, let's say, ruin his life. Or just kill his self-esteem completely. And you need to be responsible in this force. And in this relationship, when you will feel, yes, that in any relationship you stand as a mother, roughly speaking, as the beginning of something, yes, then you perceive the opposite sex as a child. The one you're with, your relationship should be built very carefully, so as not to harm this and a vulnerable person. Do you understand? And when you lay down these moments, right? Because you have this belief that you had, right? It made sense, you trusted it, in order to explore what you explore. If you have this information, it means that you have researched it 100%, and you are ready to go further. In other words, it has taught you something, you have gained some skills, and you are ready to explore it in a different way. That's right. Accordingly, this is the belief that you have. It is already crumbling from the very beginning. It makes sense for you now to show your femininity in a group of men, fearing that a man may call you to his room, or something in his office, or some kind of booth, yes, or invite you for coffee. You have fear. That's if I show my femininity, and men will begin to perceive me as a woman. And he says, that's how much coffee I have to drink. I'm shaking. It's going to start. Do you understand? That is, you have this definition. To do this, you approach this point as if to self-irony, that it was very funny to believe in it. And now it doesn't make any sense to me. And when you come to a point where you let go of this meaning, you don't invest in it anymore. They say that these beliefs are going away because they don't get in the way. When you do not invest, do not accept more meaning, treat those beliefs that you have with the same force that you did not apply to be with you. When you invested in this sums, they will also apply exactly the same force in order to make it disappear from your reality, because that's their job. That is, they will not get in your way. They're talking. So you don't want us anymore. Okay, we're off. That is, they will not commit any senseless money. No, wait, let's talk about this. Somehow you won't believe it anymore, that you'll have to be there, that you owe something to a man there. In order to get this, I have to give it to him. Give him a part of yourself a piece of himself, for giving you something. In order to get something from a man, you just have to click your finger, and you will know how to do it. As it happens, click your finger, but you will do it with responsibility. That this is your strength in the manifestation of the one with whom you begin this relationship of yours. And you will already be more careful, more easily affects this person. In order to understand, in order to comprehend this, and the next effect is for this process to pass very quickly, because there is such a thing when some beliefs may leave you, but you may have some kind of karmic overlay, karmic effect, karmic energy. It's when you have these memories of when you have What these beliefs were built from. Yes, that you had some specific experience in the camp, that you had some specific experience in your life at work, that there was such a relationship with you. You have to realize that you have never been there. The person who is here now, that is, the person who has some complicated, incomprehensible relationship with this teacher there in the camp, or whoever he called himself there, yes. You have to understand that this reality still exists. It is, was, and will be. That it has not disappeared anywhere. That is, that person is there. She will be there forever, endlessly. That person who was shaking and sweating, with a cup of coffee in her hand, she is still there. At any moment, you may have the opportunity, so to speak, to perceive this reality, because this reality does not disappear anywhere. It is there. It has been there, and it will be there. If you are here now, and you are not shaking, and you are not sweating from your relationship with a dude who broadcasts to you through the screen, right? This is exactly the reality where you are. That is, you feel very comfortable with the opposite sex. Do you understand? And you just have the idea that there is another experience. Regarding the experience that you are going through at the moment, that is, that experience, you have never been in that reality. And the confirmation that you have never been in this reality tells you that you are in this reality. Because if everything happens at the same time, in order to be in that reality, you have to cease to exist in this reality. But this is the basic law of existence. What exists, has existed, exists, and will always exist. And if you exist in this reality, where it is easy and comfortable for you in certain relationships, then it has always been. Then it will always be. And there's nothing you can do about it. Do you understand? But you just have an experience, memories that you feel like memories, that there was something different, but it happened to a completely different person, not with you. And then that experience can't affect you in any way, because the past is formed from the present. What kind of past you choose for yourself, you will lose that. What kind of future do you choose for yourself? Such a future is happening for you. In other words, this experience is always formed here. No. Always, 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 always. You can even remember, right, when you communicate with some person, he tells you, do you remember, we did that then you did that. Either we were there, or you remembered that case. Not at all. What are you talking about? Who are you going to? In other words, it literally says that this is something that you have not forgotten, and you are the person with whom this has never happened, because there are many, countless people like you from parallel realities. Collectively, this happens in cases that can be called as false memories. When people, for example, remember the song there, Old Maple, Old Maple, Old Maple knocks on the window, inviting you and me for a walk. But if in this reality we listen to this song, which was in a special Soviet song, there is not a word about the window. There's a dude singing an Old Maple, knocking on the glass, inviting me and my friends for a walk. But some people remember a completely different reality. They say, what the hell is this at all? This suggests that you are always switching from one parallel reality to another, both individually and collectively, choosing a similar past, a similar future, a similar present. But it's all very easy to turn around. It's very easy to change. In other words, we do not need to believe that we have someone with such a past. We now have to live with it. No, we can choose any past, which one, if you want. The past also reflects to you what you choose here now. As soon as your present changes, you can see these changes in your past, that some situations change, some events change, the lyrics of the song change. This suggests that you have chosen a different past. If you don't want to live with a past that you don't like, you have the choice to choose another one. You have to realize what kind of freedom you have. To choose not only the present, but also to choose your past. It's incomprehensible to the mind at all. How is this possible? But if this is possible, then anything is possible at all. Then, if you look at your unfavorable situations in life from this point of view, yes, this is not a conversation about anything at all. It just becomes that it's easier to do than a steamed turnip. It's easy to change something. If I can change my past, By definition, there is nothing I can't change in my present. And if you see these confirmations in the changes of your past, I say so, this dasha will give you more confidence, more strength to manage the reality where you are here now. Starting with these certain moments, with these certain experiences that you have. When you see that you are not perceived as a woman, then this is exactly the success that you have achieved in what you have researched. And when you redefine it, that it's not something unattainable, yes, get the opposite. If you got it yourself, if you have achieved success in this, in order for you not to be perceived, it's like having acquaintances heat you as Irina, and you can make it so that they come, but she looks at you and calls you, Sveta, hello. What do you need? How do you need to influence them so that they stop perceiving you as Irina and begin to perceive you as some kind of light? Yes, it will be a success of achievements. It's not going to say, oh, I'm not. I need luck to be perceived as Irina. You don't need that's all. So you need luck, which is perceived as light, or as a tree, or as a star, or as a ray of the sun. Do you understand? And in order to be light, you generally have to do. You don't need to hit a finger on a finger. And when you realize, in order to perceive women, you just need to stop doing what you did, so that you would not be perceived as who you are. And you realize that everything is already simple here. Here, all these definitions, all these beliefs that you have been given, in order to be yourself, they immediately fall away. You don't see the point in it. But if you approach the state when something becomes meaningless for you, regarding some definitions, beliefs, it means that you have already dealt with it, that you have already let it go, that you do not need to work with some of your negative beliefs, that these negative beliefs are already a past for you, which has nothing to do with you.